Yorkshire Cancer Research undertook a huge piece of data analysis in 2016, and the one thing it absolutely showed beyond a shadow of a doubt was that lung cancer was a big problem in Yorkshire.
My name is Lynn Luty. I'm 68 years old and I live in Eden. I knew it was important to go because, I was a smoker, so I knew it was a possibility. And also, my father passed away with lung cancer. They made you really at ease. You watched a video, you were asked questions in a room, you did a breathing test. I had my scan and then I went to see the no smoking nurse. It was a fortnight later, and at lunchtime I got a phone call to say I needed to see Mr. Callister regarding the lung health check programme. When I went on the Monday, I was put at ease immediately by Mr. Callister. And when I came out, even though he told me I'd got cancer, or he thought I had cancer, I wasn't worried. The only treatment I've had is an operation to have my lung removed. A third of my lung removed, the top lobe of my right lung has had removed. The thought of having chemo and the side effects that has, yes, was worrying, but they put my mind at rest more or less right at the beginning, saying that because it was so tiny, this nodule, and it could be removed, the whole of it, I wouldn't need any treatment. And as long as it hadn't gone into my lymph nodes, which it hadn't. First of all, I didn't realise it was Yorkshire Cancer Research that funded Mr. Callister's programme, and because of this and the money that everybody donates and that goes into programmes like this is absolutely amazing, because I, for one, it saved my life. I just couldn't do a marathon. That's about the only thing that I couldn't do now. But everything else, yeah, it's just back to how it was before I was even diagnosed, so it's wonderful.
My name is Richard Foster. I'm a deputy head teacher. I'm 57 and I live in Leeds. I think it was around about July 2019 when I received a letter about the programme, and I thought, well, maybe it's something that I'll consider. So I filed it away. I received a third letter, and it was at that point I thought, they're not going to leave me alone here. They're being very persistent. Went along, the team were absolutely fantastic. Approximately 2 weeks later, I got a phone call from the lung specialist nurse. At that point, I knew something wasn't right, and I met Dr. Callister, and I do remember the first words he said to me before any diagnosis were, "You need to stop smoking, and you need to stop smoking now." Then said they'd seen something in the lower right lobe of my lung. It was very small, but he said it could well be a carcinoma. He said, had I left it, he said within anywhere between 2 to 4 years, I would have been looking at a significantly different diagnosis. On the 30th of December, I went in for the operation. Within 8 to 10 weeks, I felt I was really significantly getting my strength back. Probably, had it not been for lockdown, I would have been back in work 3 months after the operation.
If I hadn't known about this and been invited to go, and I class myself as very lucky that I was invited to go, my story would have been so different. So I think it's vitally important that this programme keeps going and is rolled out all over the country, because to me it saved my life, and that's all I can say. I'm so grateful to it.
I can't underestimate or overstate the impact that Yorkshire Cancer Research and the project has had on my life. I know I wouldn't have stopped smoking had I not gone. Without a doubt, I mean, it's saved my life. If there is anyone out there who's doubting it, who's thinking, I'll ignore this, it's not important, maybe next week, maybe the week after, just go and do it. You have absolutely nothing to lose. You have absolutely everything to gain.